All right, let's dive into something that can literally stop your business in its tracks: market surveillance for pressure equipment. We're going to be looking at this through the lens of the Pressure Equipment Directive, or as you probably know it, the PE.
Let's just cut right to the chase here. You could have the most incredible piece of equipment, perfectly engineered, but if your compliance game isn't on point, it all means nothing. Market surveillance can shut you down at the border or right there on site. We're not just talking about some annoying paperwork. We're talking about the survival of your project.
So, what are we going to cover in this explainer? Simple. We're going to break down exactly who is responsible for what under the PED. We'll look at what the authorities are actually checking for when they're out in the market, and, maybe most importantly, we'll cover the top mistakes that get products flagged and stopped.
Okay, let's get our boots on the ground. Enough with the theory, let's talk about how this all plays out in the real world with enforcement. So, what is market surveillance, really? Well, you can think of it as the enforcement arm of the PED. It's the official system for checking products that are already out there, at a port, sitting in a warehouse, or installed on a site. Inspectors are looking for one main thing. Does this product have a legitimate CE mark, and is it backed up by solid, valid documents? It's the ultimate reality check for your compliance. And this is so important. Compliance isn't just one person's job. It's more like a chain of responsibility. And to really get it, you need to understand the three critical roles, the three links that make up this entire chain. And it all starts with link number one, the manufacturer. They are the source of everything. Their job is twofold. They're responsible for compliance by design, meaning they have to make the equipment safe, and by evidence, meaning they have to prove it.
And they have some really specific, non-negotiable duties. Only they can do this stuff. The manufacturer is the one who does the conformity assessment, who builds that huge technical file, who issues the official EU Declaration of Conformity, the DOC, and who physically puts that CE marking on the product. It all begins here.
Okay, next up in our chain, we have the importer, and their role is absolutely critical. Think of them as the gatekeeper to the market. Their job is to actively check for compliance before a single piece of equipment gets sold. They can't just cross their fingers and hope the manufacturer did it right. So, what does verifying actually mean? It's not just a quick glance, it's a real checklist. The importer has to physically check for that CE mark. They have to confirm the DOC is actually there and that it's correct. They need to make sure the instructions and safety info are included. And they have to check for clear identification for traceability. Oh, and the really crucial part, they have to keep records of these checks. It's an active, hands-on role.
And that brings us to our final link in the chain, the last line of defense, the distributor. They are the final checkpoint before the product gets to the end user, and their main job is to act with what the law calls due care.
Now, that phrase, due care, might sound a little vague, but it's not. It means they're doing actual visual checks. Is the CE marking there? Are there any other required markings? Is the DOC in the instruction manual in the box? Are there any obvious red flags, like damage? And here's where their power comes in. If a distributor suspects anything is wrong, they are legally required to not supply the product. They are the final gate.
All right, we know who's who. So now for the big question. What actually happens when an inspector shows up? What's on their checklist? What are they really looking for?
It really boils down to a 5-point check. First, they're going to look at the obvious stuff, the physical CE marking and the nameplate on the equipment. Then they're going to look closely at the Declaration of Conformity and see if it actually matches the product. Next up are the instructions and safety info there and correct. Number 4, they'll check traceability. Can they track this specific item? And finally, they'll look at documentation and cooperation. How quickly and easily can you provide the proof they need?
Okay, knowing the rules is great, but let's be honest, we often learn the most from mistakes. So, where does this chain of responsibility usually break? Let's talk about the most common failures. You'd be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't be. Authorities see the same handful of problems over and over again. We're talking 5 major culprits that cause most of the compliance headaches out there.
So let's break these down. A missing or totally wrong DOC? Come on, the importer should have caught that, right? An incorrect CE marking or ID? That's something a distributor could have spotted with a simple visual check. Missing instructions, weak traceability. Every single one of these failures points back to a duty that was missed by someone in that chain. And that last one is huge. No evidence of due diligence. It's not enough to say you did the checks. You have to have the paperwork to prove it.
Phew, okay, that was a lot. You think you got it? Let's do a super quick pop quiz to lock it all in.
All right, first one. Who and only who issues the EU Declaration of Conformity? That's right, it's the manufacturer. It has to start with them. Okay, number 2. What is the importer's most important job before that equipment hits the market? The key word here is verify. They have to actively check the CE mark, the DOC, the instructions, all of it.
And last one, what happens if a distributor gets a bad feeling about a product? What's their duty?
A distributor gets a bad feeling about a product. What's their duty? You got it. They have to stop the sale. Period. Don't supply the product. So, if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. PED compliance is a team sport. It is a shared responsibility that stretches across the entire supply chain. And remember, market surveillance will come down just as hard on a broken chain of responsibility as it will on bad engineering. We mentioned traceability a bunch today, and honestly, that topic is so critical, it needs its own spotlight. So make sure you join us for our next explainer, where we're going to do a deep dive on exactly that. Thanks for watching.